up for ransom is gonna fuck you in the end. They're gonna run up in your ass.
What do you mean by that?
Now, if you watched the last live stream, we talked about Nipsey Hussle and the prolific album. You already know we asked a very important question. When an artist passes away, last live stream. Oh, you good? Nah, but when an artist passes away, who really controls their music and their legacy? Well, now we have a situation involving Tupac that brings us right back to the same conversation, except Tupac has been gone for almost 30 years. Now, Daz Dillinger and Tupac estate are now fighting over money, royalties, accounting, and unreleased material connected to one of the most valuable legacies in hip-hop.
It's crazy.
Afeni created Amaru Entertainment to handle Tupac's unreleased material and intellectual properties. After Afeni died in 2016, Whalley, he signed Tupac to Interscope, and he continued managing the business. So here's where the story gets interesting. Tupac family benefits from his legacy, but the person with enormous responsibilities for managing that legacy isn't Tupac's sister or another family member. It's a veteran music exec, Tom Whalley, the same executive who signed him to Interscope. Now think about that. Tupac dies, his mother Afeni takes control of the protection of his legacy, then Afeni passes away, and eventually a music executive is sitting in one of the most powerful positions overseeing Tupac estate and business interests. Now, remember, we asked the question when we was covering the Nipsey Hussle prolific album, can an artist really control his music after death? Now, Tupac's situation might be one of the best examples of why that question is so complicated. Also, Tupac's sister has previously sued Whalley, accusing him of misconduct involving the management of Afeni's trust and Tupac-related assets. So now, it's kind of getting convoluted between what's going on, because it started off with Daz Dillinger wanting to sue Tupac's estate, saying that they owed him royalties.
It's an evil world we live in.
August 14th, Tupac Shakur estate reportedly responded to Daz Dillinger unpaid royalties lawsuit with the allegation that Daz handling of archival material caused more than $1 million in losses.
God damn.
Daz originally sued in May over royalties tied to All Eyes on Me, claiming he wasn't given accounting statements to verify payments. So that's what Tupac estate had to say back, and that's where they're saying that where the loss of more than millions cost them. So they're saying that since Daz stole these masters could have potentially been on a different project that was going to be released for Tupac, but since the songs are missing, they can't do the contract. Since the songs are missing, they can't get a sync placement. They can't do any business because he stole material that could have been used for an upcoming project. So,
okay.
What are your thoughts about that? Do you think that that's reasonable, or is that valid?
Definitely not neither one of those, valid or reasonable, because at the moment, during that timeline of you in possession of those masters, as after the fact of the demise of Tupac. This is during the time that you was the main producer of Death Row after Dr. Dre left, Snoop Dogg left, Tupac is gone, and now you're in control of producing most of the music for Death Row. While Suge Knight is still in control of the label. Now, Daz know the game. He done seen everything that happened in the office. That man said, I'm going to take it upon myself to gather this now. Since I'm not going to get paid for it, or they not paying for me to do this now, let me get what I can. He's in the wrong. That's not your property. That is not your possession. Even if you did the production work.
Nope.
Okay. The production work you can keep. The vocals is not yours. Okay. I understand the vocals. I mean, the production part, you can have that without the vocals. You probably took it with the vocals. So you can hold this in ransom to the negotiation. Not smart. Not smart. That's like in a form of, you know what I'm saying? You're the vocals and holding them for ransom. Why? Because no one else has the vocals but you. Which is not your possession when it comes to the Tupac estate. Now, the production work, that's all you. That's yours. Take the vocals off and give them what they want. I would say play fair in that matter so you can get what you want. You holding them for ransom is gonna fuck you in the end. They're going to run up in your ass.
What do you mean by that?
For holding on it. Turn that over. Negotiate. You have nothing to lose in the first place. So why not negotiate? Talking too much. If you just shut your ass up and you could have held that as a ransom of a back play. When you play chess, learn how to play chess right. You know what I'm saying? You don't reveal your whole plan of what you're going to do to the opposition. You put out pieces of what you're going to do to the opposition. Let them set themselves up. But you don't know how to play chess. I think he's wrong in that part for the of vocals. That's how I'm going to put it. You know what I'm saying? The of vocals. You're in the wrong. You done yourself now because you're probably not going to be paid the original royalties that you was looking for in the first place from you speaking too much. And I'm sure you're probably thinking about that right now. Damn. I fucked up.
You fucked up by speaking too much.
Watch your profanity.
Technically, depending on how that song was curated, if you use your equipment and the song is saved within your computer and all that, okay, that's yours. But if you're under contract, the label still can say whatever that you create on your shit is still our property. But where he really fucked up at was combining his production with the studio vocals, and you got an engineer in there putting everything together, then it's not in your possession anymore. So now you done stole somebody else claiming that it's yours because you did production. You know what I'm saying? And that's only 50% of the equation.
Is this man Reggie Wright speaking on all the unreleased music that was released to the public? Was that from Daz?
No, but you put yourself in that question now. Hey,
Yo,
we know you stole one record, but we're gonna say your ass stole 50 records now.
Oh, 50?
200 records.
Thank you, more. 350 or something? I don't know.
1,000.
Bro, let me tell you, bro, after we got through talking about that on the last episode, it popped up in my feed. Machiavelli 36.
Interesting.
Tupac music is enormously valuable, but the people who actually helped create that catalog can still end up fighting over accounting, ownership, and archival material decades later. And Daz Dillinger in this specific situation, he kind of sold the bag. He fumbled. You feel me? Hey, too much talking, not enough action. Now you put this lawsuit. It's like, how smart are you to put this lawsuit out there, knowing that you have material that don't belong to you, and you stated that you had that material. Now it might actually backfire on you to where they can countersue and say, hey, you might be suing for $5 million, but you caused $30 million worth of damages, you know, and we need a recoup.
Hey man, so you gonna tell me 94.6 of y'all are not subscribed?
What are y'all doing? Hit that subscribe button and put notifications on all.
Now let's get to the video.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Are you a fan of my brand and want to show your support? Well, I got some awesome merch for you to check out today. I got everything from stylish t-shirts featuring my logo to cozy hoodies that are perfect for those chilly nights. And don't forget about the signature hats and mugs. Whether you heading out to a concert, running errands, or just hanging out with friends, my merch is the perfect way to show your love for the brand. And the best part, I got some exclusive deals and discounts going on right now. So what you waiting for? Head over to the store, grab your favorite item before they gone.
Yo, you now rocking with classic music. Now what I want you to do is hit that like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Yeah, let's get it.